What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Water Juice Hoops channel. Welcome back to the Los Angeles Lakers Flashback Rebuild Season 38, Episode 38. And in the last episode, we didn't do very good. But I want to talk about something a little bit more important before that. So, before we get into actual discussions of the episode, I want to take you behind the curtain here, a little inside radio, as I like to call it. So, I tried to record this video like 20 seconds ago. It's just when I got done with the intro or whatever this first part is before I cut it off at the All-Star thing and we start simulating that. So I filmed the whole first part of this episode just like 2 minutes ago. And I was about ready to start simulating to the All-Star draft when I took a look at my audio recording and I had a lot of dropouts. Like the audio was like freezing up and the recording was like, it was freezing up and it was lagging. It was doing all kinds of stuff. And I didn't know why it was doing that. And then I played it back at the parts that it was freezing up and it had cut off most of my audio for when I was obviously talking to you guys. So it didn't record and it cut out a lot of that stuff. So you guys didn't really know what I was saying. So then I got really frustrated and I was like, well, I already spun the wheel and I did all the intro. I spun the wheel. I loaded the draft class. I did all that. I told you, I filmed all that stuff and we got to the All-Star draft, or we didn't get to it, but I was about to simulate to that part. And then I noticed that it was doing that and it didn't work out. So this is the second time I'm recording it. Hopefully it works this time. I really hope it does. But unfortunately, I've already spun the wheel. I've already loaded the draft class. So I guess I can show you quickly what the draft class is. Let me just go quickly switch the view so you can see the draft class. Yeah, I spun the wheel. We got 1972 right here. So I left the wheel up so you guys could see that. But we have 1972. I've already loaded it in. And it's an okay draft class. I talked about this one in the first go-around, how it's an okay draft class. It's got Bob McAdoo as the number one guy in it. It's got Paul Westphal, George Gervin, the Iceman. That's probably really all you guys maybe remember. Henry Bibby you might know a little bit about. Maybe Bud Stallworth you might know a little bit about, if he's even a real person. That name sounds familiar, so it might be a real person. I don't know. But there's not really a whole lot of good players in this class. It's really very top-heavy with Bob McAdoo and then Don Buse, I guess, or Don Buss. I don't know how to say his name. And then Paul Westphal, George Gervin. Those are really the best guys in the class. I mean, you got Kevin Porter down here and stuff. So, I mean, it's not really, like, worthwhile draft class. But unfortunately, we won't get a wheel spin in this episode because I already did it in the previous version of this episode. And I can't just go back and respin it because who knows how long it'll take me to get 1972 again. So I can't do that. And I already talked about how we made it to the playoffs last episode and we got bumped in the first round by the Sacramento Kings because Joel Embiid tore his patella tendon in the last couple of weeks of the regular season. Last episode, and he was done for the rest of the year, so he missed the entire playoffs, and we got bumped by the Kings in the first round because we had Emeka Okafor starting, and they had Yao Ming. So we were going to get bodied either way, and this was the first year without Kevin Garnett, because remember in the end of this episode right here, 2 episodes ago, we sent Kevin Garnett to the Atlanta Hawks to team up with Nikola Jokic. So the Golden State Warriors came out of the Western Conference. They beat the Charlotte Hornets, who have Reggie Miller and Scottie Pippen, who I thought were going to be pretty unbeatable. But they beat them because they have Andrew Wiggins, our former player, and they also have Dwight Howard. So Dwight Howard and the guy that won the Finals MVP is Antonio McDyess. So they have some pretty good talent there. They have a little mini big three, I guess you could call it, in Golden State. So they're going to be a challenge. But if we go to our roster here, it looks exactly the same as it did at the start of last episode. Kidd still at the 1, Booker 2, Dantley 3, Williamson 4, and Embiid 5. The only change is a few guys are different overalls, like Dantley's higher overall, Zion's a different overall. He's a higher overall. John Morant, Jaylen Brown. We drafted Pau Gasol with the 3rd pick. We drafted Tony Parker with the 10th pick. And we drafted Zach Randolph with the 12th pick, I think? Yeah, 12th pick. We also brought in Rodney Hood. We brought in Norman Powell. So we've got a decent bench. I'm much more happy about this bench than I was about last year's bench, just in terms of we have more potential in terms of growth. We have better development. So I like the way that this team is starting to look. I really, really do. So I'm excited about this team. I'm excited about the future. Since we don't have to spin the wheel, we can just go straight to February 9th, the All-Star Draft, and see how this team does. We had 14 losses at this point last episode. We'll see how many we have in this episode. Thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate, guys. If you go on and enjoy the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. I've got my main channel and my third channel linked down below in the description. You want to go check those out? Let's get to the All-Star Draft. Here we are at the February 9th All-Star Draft. We're first in the conference, but it was a little bit of a battle between us and the Warriors and then us and the Nuggets. We are 7 games ahead of the Nuggets. 47-7 is the record, so we have 7 more wins than we did at this point last episode, and that is because of who? It's because of Zion. Zion has taken over as the leading scorer of this team with 24 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. He has kind of taken over as the guy. Devin Booker's also here. Devin Booker's also playing really well. Joel Embiid's playing really well. We've got 3 dominant guys right now. Our big 3, I guess you could say. And then we've got Dantley, who's jumped up his scoring by a couple of points. He's doing pretty good. Jason Kidd also is passing and doing his thing. Ja Morant had a lower leg stress fracture, and he is been out for a while, actually. He's been out for a couple months at this point. And before he went out, he was doing okay, but he's not, like, it's not looking good for him to be the starter anymore because Jason Kidd's doing his thing. Jaylen Brown, Pau Gasol in his rookie season, Tony Parker, Zach Randolph. I'm glad to see those guys getting some minutes. That's what I wanted. And then if we take a look at around the league, Reggie Miller again, man. I tell you what, this kid is a bucket. He is a certified bucket. You look up bucket in the dictionary, you're going to find Reggie Miller's picture right next to that word. So he is a guaranteed bucket, 33.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Corey Maggetti's also been averaging some decent amount of points here in Phoenix. Derrick Rose, I'm so happy that Derrick Rose found his way to Chicago. I didn't even make this happen. He just happened to sign with Chicago after his contract was up in Washington. So I'm so happy he made it over to Chicago. And then you got Lamar Odom, who's been a consistent scorer now for his second season. Gilbert Arenas in his rookie year is averaging 27 on Houston. Good for him. J.R. Smith is finally starting to come into his own. I love to see guys that after a couple years in the league, they finally start to get really, really good, and then they just jump into the scoring. That's what happened with Ginobili. That's what happens now with J.R. Smith. It's what happened with Lamar Odom. Maggetti did that too. So, I mean, guys that start out a little bit slower, and then they just absolutely pop off. And here are the two-headed monster of Kevin Garnett and Jokic. We'll see how good Zion's top 12. Good for him. We'll see how good quickly the Hawks are doing. They are 4th in the conference, 33-18, but they're only 2 games back of the Sixers, so they can certainly make that up. It's Team Kevin and Team Manu again. These are the captains from last year. So Manu Ginobili, he drafts Reggie Miller, Embiid, Maggetti, and Zion, and then also Wayne Embry, Artis Gilmore, Hal Greer, Rasheed Wallace, Don Wall, Lamar Odom, and Jason Kidd, and then Kevin Garnett drafts Russell Westbrook, David Robinson, Derrick Rose, Scottie Pippen, Cat, Ben Simmons, D'Angelo Russell, Kevin Love, Baron Davis, Devin Booker, Jokic. Wow. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 All-Stars. We have Embiid and Zion, who are starters, and then we have Jason Kidd and Devin Booker. 4 All-Stars for the Los Angeles Lakers? Could it be? Could it be? Could it be that Marty St. Louis? No, could it be that we are that good? Are we that team? Are we going to win a championship this year? I hope so. But we got to figure out how we fare the rest of the season. I will see you guys at the awards. The season is wraps, and David Robinson is a back-to-back MVP. 26 points per game, 17 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks. Really decent splits for a big man. Could be a little bit better, but it is what it is. And he is a back-to-back MVP. Good for him. Gilbert Arenas wins Rookie of the Year. I mean, if you're averaging 27 points per game as a rookie with 8 assists and 2 steals, you're probably going to win Rookie of the Year. Larry Kennan is the 6th man of the year on the Pelicans. David Robinson also wins back-to-back Defensive Player of the Years. And Jason Kidd wins Most Improved Player, jumping from 12.6 to 14. But really what he jumped up was his assists. I can see why they gave him the Most Improved Player now, because he went from 7 assists to 11 assists. He bumped up his stealing a little bit. He bumped up his rebounding. Yeah, he probably does deserve it as the Most Improved Player. Taylor Lee, I think that's our head coach, 72 and 10. And then we move on. All-NBA first team, Reggie Miller, Gilbert Arenas, Scottie Pippen, Kevin Garnett, David Robinson. Second team is Ginobili, Russell, Odom, Zion, and Cat. Third team is Baron Davis, Jason Kidd, Maggette, Ben Simmons, and Embiid. And then we go to the defensive teams. Here's the first team. There's the second team. So Jason Kidd looks like he had a really good season. All-rookie first team. Kwame Brown made all-rookie first team. 9 points per game, 8 rebounds. 3 assists. I guess he did do it. Whatever. Good for Kwame Brown. Pau Gasol made second team, so good for him. And the GOAT Brian Scalabrine did it. Let's go, baby. Good job. That's White Mamba right there. And now we go to the playoffs, but we got to take a look at the final standings or the final stats. Zion Williamson, man, absolute beast. 25 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, decent splits. Good for Zion, man. He's improved every single season he's been in the league. Devin Booker dropped his scoring a little bit. That's probably because Zion was just absolutely killing the game. And Joel Embiid, we saw what he was doing. He did pretty good. Dantley did decently well. Jason Kidd made an All-NBA team, or a defensive team at least. Did he make All-NBA team? Did he do that? I can't remember. It was just a couple of seconds ago, and I can't even remember if he did or not. He made a defensive team. He made All-NBA third team. That's right. I thought he did. So Jason Kidd's actually starting to progress a little bit. Him and John Morant split some more playtime because John Morant was hurt. So they split a little bit of playtime. Pau Gasol made a rookie team. I like how this team is looking. We're looking pretty good. Did Reggie Miller get the scoring title? He did. But he had a little bit more competition this year with Corey Maggette. But he does win another scoring title. Reggie Miller's putting up some crazy points. All he needs is the awards to go along with it, and he's going to be a bona fide Hall of Famer. He's got 1 MVP, 5 All-Stars. He needs some championships now, and he can be a bona fide stud. Absolute studly. Derrick Rose, Scottie Pippen. There's the Rookie of the Year, Gilbert Arenas. Zion finishes top 10 scoring. We haven't had a top 10 scorer in a few seasons now. It's been mainly just a bunch of team play. But we're taking on the Portland Trailblazers. The Kings didn't even make the playoffs. So they bumped us out of the playoffs last year. They don't even make it this year. We still have our team together. Like, nobody's hurt. At least that matters. And we're going up against Kevin Johnson, Andre Iguodala, Sean Marion, Kevin Love, and Chanel Scott. I don't know who that is, but he's starting at center for him. So we're going up against former Laker Sean Marion. Hopefully we can take him out. I think we should be able to, especially because we have Joel Embiid here. We didn't have him last season, so we can get our revenge. Even if it's not against the Kings, we can still get our revenge, and we sweep them. The Warriors are in a tight series, but they end up getting through. They're taking on the Nuggets. We've got the Pelicans, and the Hornets and the Hawks are going at it. What a battle that is. I'd love to watch that series. The Pelicans have Mario Chalmers, Kevin Martin, Wally Szczerbiak, Jeremy Grant, and Hall West. Not a great team. Not a decent overalls, but not good enough to compete with what we got going on here. So we are going to be fine and dandy, and we are. And the Hornets are 3-0 on the Hawks. And they fought back to make it a game 6, but the Hornets were just too good. And this is what should have happened last season. This is what the matchup should have been. The Warriors and the Lakers, the defending champs, versus the Los Angeles Lakers. They have Lloyd Walton, Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, and Tony McDyess, Dwight Howard. Wow. That is a good team. And they're all pretty young, I'm pretty sure. They're all decently young. That is a really good team. But we have a better team. So let's see if we can battle through and beat the Golden State Warriors. It's a 1-1 series, 2-1 to the Warriors, 3-1 to the Warriors. Are they going to take us out? Are they going to take us out? The Hornets, I think, swept, and they're in the finals. So it's either going to be a rematch or it's going to be Lakers-Hornets. Oh, can we extend the game? It looks like we're going to win this one by a big margin. We blew them out there. Embiid overwhelmed them. And it's 3-2. Oh, they didn't sweep them. They won 4-1. 3-2 series. Lakers, Warriors. We go back to Golden State. Come on, boys. Yeah, we're getting a big lead. We're getting a big lead. We're blowing them out again. Consecutive blowouts for the Lakers. Embiid dominates again, and we pull it to a Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. Can we come back down 3-1? It looks like we will. We will have another finals appearance. We defeat the defending champions, and we are back in the finals, baby. Joel Embiid has dominated. We got to go back and check these stats because Joel Embiid was the guy. Not this game, but Game 5, he was 26-13. Game 6, he was 33-15. And then Game 7, he certainly was with 31-15. So Game 5, 6, and 7, Embiid came to play. And we are taking on the Hornets. This is the matchup that should have happened last year, but it will happen this year. Darius Garland, Reggie Miller, Scottie Pippen, Greg Monroe, and Clint Capella. Whew, this is going to be a tough one. I think we've got what it takes, but I don't really know at the end of the day. It's 1-1, 2-1 Hornets, 3-1 Hornets. We were down 3-1 against the Warriors in the conference finals. Are we going to get beat in 5 in the NBA Finals? It's a very good possibility. This team is really good, this Hornets team, and it looks like that's going to be the case. We will fall in the NBA championship to the Charlotte Hornets. Well, I was talking about earlier how Reggie Miller needed a few championship rings to make his statement and to make his case for greatest of all time. He's got one now. He's got one championship under his belt. So does Scottie. Man, we finally get over the hump. We beat everybody. We beat the Warriors, even the defending champs, and then we get to the finals and we just came into a buzzsaw that was the Charlotte Hornets. I guess they were just too good. Player retirements, Fred Brown. Fred Brown was a animal. He was a dog for a lot of his time in Atlanta. He was killing the game in Atlanta. He was like top 3 in scoring for a lot of seasons when he was on the Hawks. He made 11 All-Stars. He was the 6th man of the year, and he was a 3-time All-NBA third-teamer. Is that a Hall of Fame worthy career? Maybe. I don't really know. Tom Henson, Henson, I don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Maurice Spates, not certainly going to be a Hall of Famer. Now, James Wiseman is probably going to be a Hall of Famer. A 1-time MVP, a 4-time champion, 9-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA first-teamer, a most improved player. And if we take a look at his stats, he moved around a lot, but he was mainly an Atlanta guy and a Los Angeles Laker guy. And he was pretty dominant when he won his MVP. He was pretty dominant in Atlanta. He was pretty dominant when he was moving around a lot. And I think he's a Hall of Famer. Ryan Anderson, not a Hall of Famer. Ben Simmons also retiring. So pretty decent retirement class. He was in Houston for a lot of his career. He was in Boston. He was obviously with us for a while. And is this guy a Hall of Famer? He's got some titles. He won 5 championships. He won an MVP. He is a 12-time All-Star. He made some All-NBA teams. I think Ben Simmons is a Hall of Famer. I think with that resume plus the scoring that he put up in consistent seasons, I think he's a Hall of Famer as well. Omar Asik, probably not a Hall of Famer. Dr. J retires after 16 seasons in the league. I feel like we just drafted him. We had him for 3 years. He won 3 titles with us, and he was the finals MVP of all 3 of those. And he's also got a 2048 championship. Who did he win with that? That wasn't with us, was it? Oh, it was with us because we brought him back for 1 season, right? Wait, no. He never went to Boston. He was with us for... Yeah, he never went to Boston. This is all LA. I don't know why it glitches out like that. He was always with us. He never went to Boston for 1 season, then came back. No. He won 4 championships with us. He's probably a Hall of Famer. He's got good scoring. He's got a 10-time All-Star. He was an All-NBA first-teamer, All-Defensive teamer. Yeah, he's an All-Star. Plus, he's got the scoring to back it up. So he's definitely an All-Star. Kosta Koufos retires. I don't think anybody else is going to be the Hall of Famers. So let's see. We've got possibly Fred Brown. We've got James Wiseman for sure, Ben Simmons for sure, and Dr. J for sure. So we'll see what the Hall of Fame has to offer. Oh, our head coach Taylor Lee just retired. So we've got, they did put Fred Brown in. So we've got our guarantees right here that we knew were going to be in. And they do put in Fred. I figured they would. He had a lot of scoring. He got a few. Did he ever win a scoring title? He was close a few seasons. But he's a Hall of Famer, and so is James Wiseman, Dr. J, and Ben Simmons. Fred Brown gets his number 2, retired in Atlanta. He was there from 43 to 51. James Wiseman gets his number 17, retired in Atlanta as well. And Ben Simmons gets his number 26, retired in Houston. So good for them. League meetings, we will make sure that everything is rejected so that it stays the same. And we go to the draft lottery. And we are going to have some decent picks, but I don't think it's really worth it at this point. We have 4, 6, 11, 14, 18, 22, 27, and 30. We have a lot of picks this year. Picks? And let's go to the NBA draft and figure out what we're going to do. I don't think we need to use these picks, though. If we take a look at our roster, we have point guard figured out. We're pretty good on point guard. Shooting guard, I could use a better backup. I'm fine with Jaylen Brown, but he's really old, and Taylor Horton-Tucker is okay, I guess. Small forward, I really could do with a better backup. We got 2 old guys here that I don't really care for. Power forward, we're fine with in terms of Zion and Zach Randolph. And center, I'm good with Pau Gasol and Embiid. So we don't really need Bob McAdoo. We don't really need anybody in this draft class. So I guess what we do is we trade some of these picks. We go for a shooting guard and a small forward in trades or in free agency, either one. And we move on from there. So let's go to the trade finder. What can I get for the 4th overall pick? I probably could get something pretty decent. I can get Tyus Jones. Actually, I can't get anything that great. I thought it might have a little bit better value. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to build our own trades. So here we go. We're going to go to proposed trade. Who's been a team that is decently bad for the few seasons? Consistently bad. It has been the Pacers have been consistently bad. I don't think they're going to get any better. So we'll ask them for their unprotected 2060. We'll ask for their 2061. We'll ask for their 2062. And we will ask for their... No, I didn't mean to take that out. We'll ask for their 2063 first overall or first round pick. And we will give them pick 11, pick 27, and I will give them also Norman Powell. What do you say? They don't like that trade, I guess. Or they do like the trade, but they don't want to take it. We like what we have as far as the trade is concerned. Obviously, you don't, because you would accept the deal if you did. I'll give them a 2nd round pick. No, they don't like that. 2063. I want to get that 2063 first. No, I don't want a 2nd. Give me that 2063 first, and we have ourselves a deal. Well, if you like the trade, take the deal. I hate this little glitch that they have. It's so stupid. What about this one? Do I have another player I can throw in the deal? I have, no, because he's not on a contract. So Norman Powell, Rodney Hood, Horton-Tucker, they're not on contracts. I would trade them. So I guess I can't do the 2063 because they're probably going to say no to that. Or they're probably just going to keep saying that. They like what they have as far as the trade is concerned. Well, then I'll give you the 30th overall pick with the Hornets. I'll give you the 22nd overall pick with the Hawks. Stop doing that. Stop saying these things. You obviously don't like the trade because you'd take the deal. You're not How are you not interested? You're giving up 3 first-round picks for, what is that, 5 first-round picks this year? And Norman Powell? You don't like the trade? How do you not like the trade? That's a good trade. You're not interested in the trade. I'm giving you first-round picks galore for first round, whatever. You know what? You don't deserve my first-round picks. That's what it is. You don't even deserve them. So we'll go find another team that is perennially bad. Perennial? I don't even know how to say that word. We'll go talk to the Brooklyn Nets, and we'll ask them for some picks. The Bucks pick, your own unprotected pick. We'll ask for the 2061 unprotected pick, and we'll ask for 2062. What do you say to that? They say the same thing that everybody says, so we'll just start adding picks. You can have as many picks as you want, as long as it's not stupid, which it seems like it's going to be. I will give you not Rodney Hood, Norman Powell. They like what they have as far as this trade is concerned. Obviously, you don't. You're not interested in this trade. How are you not interested in this trade? I'm giving you good stuff. There we go. It took Dallas's pick to get it pushed through. So if we go to future draft picks, we have a lot in 2061. Not a whole lot in 2060, we have a lot. Not a lot in 2061 or 2062 or 2063. Pick 4, pick 6, and pick 30. All right, let me take a look at the roster again. I think we trade pick 4 or something. We trade something for a shooting guard. Let's go talk to some shooting guards. So who's a good backup shooting guard that we could try and trade for? J.R. Smith has proven to be a good scorer, but I don't think it would be good enough to have him as a backup. He's probably too good to be a backup, especially because he was doing some good scoring. Tyler Hero's expired. I would go for him. Was Kevin Garnett hurt? Oh, no. Oh, he cracked that vertebrae in his neck. No wonder they didn't go very far. He was probably out for a while. He's making $70 million, by the way. Shooting guard that is a decent backup. Bogdanovich has been a scorer. He had some really good seasons in Houston. He is 30, though, and I'm trying to get rid of 30-year-olds. Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart would be interesting. I'll give you pick 30, and I'll give you... Did we trade? Yeah, we traded Norman Powell in that trade. I don't have anybody else that I can give them, so it's just going to have to be draft picks, I guess. I have my own first-round pick that I can give you. 2062. They think that it's an unfair trade. They want to give me Aaron Hammonds, and they want another first-round pick in 2060. I'm sorry, I can't do that, but I can do a second-round pick. They're asking me to give up a way too valuable piece. I have a 2060 pick that I can probably go away with. Yeah, let's do a Jazz. That's a very valuable pick. I can't do that. What about the Hornets? The Hornets just won a championship. It's probably not super valuable. They agree to the trade. So we get Marcus Smart for a bunch of draft picks. I'm happy with that because now I can just go and build some trades for... I like Marcus Smart on the team now. He's a good backup. And I can go in and trade finder these guys or these draft picks for other draft picks, hopefully. That is pick 13 and a 60. No, I don't want that from the Suns. And now we're back to the beginning again. I was hoping that there would be some decent stuff. We've already seen what pick 4 can give us. We might have to build our own trades here. So pick 4 has decent value. Let's see. Let's talk to the Timberwolves. I'm sure they're not asking for too much. Give me that pick. Give me that pick. And give me this pick and call it a deal. They're not interested in the trade? Well, why not? What about if I ask for that Clippers pick? Is that more valuable? It's about the same. They're not interested in the trade. Well, I'm not going to give you another pick. I guess give me just 2 picks, maybe? Okay, so we trade the 4th pick for 2 first-round picks. I don't hate that because that's probably what the trade finder would have done anyway. So we'll do it again. We'll go talk to... I don't know. Let's go talk to a random team like the... Who should we talk to? The Nets have a lot of first-round picks because I think that's who we just traded with. And let's talk to the Pelicans. Yeah, let's talk to the Pelicans. So I'll ask for a 2061. I'll ask for a 2062. And I will ask for a 2063 from the Pelicans. And they say no to that, so I'll just go for the 26. They're not interested in this trade? Come on, it's 2 first-round picks. Whatever. We'll go to a different team then. We'll go talk to the Spurs. Sure. Not a 2060. I already have enough 2060s. Give me a 2061 from the Mavericks and give me a 2062 from the Sixers. And we have ourselves a deal. All right, so we trade all of our picks and we have more future draft picks. We have a decent amount of 2060s. We now have more 2061s. We have more 2062s. No 2063s, but we'll get there. It's not a big worry. And we go to the NBA draft. Bob McAdoo is the number 1 overall pick to the Chicago Bulls. Then Don Busse, I don't know how to say his name. Paul Westphal is 3. The Timberwolves trade their pick to the Mavericks for George Gervin. Okay. Very interesting. James Silas. The Pistons, are they trading their pick? They are going to trade their pick to the Utah Jazz for Brian Taylor. Okay. Let's simulate to the end of the draft and see where everybody goes. So Bob McAdoo comes into the league instantly as an 89 overall. Westfall's an 80. Gervin's a 75. Yeah, we knew that McAdoo was going to be a good player. We didn't have any draft picks. We are going to accept the team options for those 2 guys. And then qualifying offers, we will offer the extension to Zion and John Morant, but nobody else. And we will bring those 2 guys back. They're both restricted, right? I'm pretty sure that they are. They are both restricted. So if anybody, we'll just match whatever contract they get. So that's not a big deal there. So if we take a look at this team, we still need a small forward, right? We have our point guards. We have our shooting guard now with Marcus Smart. I feel better about that. Yeah, we do need a backup small forward that I feel comfortable with. So Nicholas Batum, I wouldn't mind. He could be a nice backup. There's Cam Reddish, but he's restricted. You know what? I saw him right away. Let's go for Nicholas Batum. I don't hate that. Zion's prepared to accept an offer from the Mavericks. Not a big deal because we will just match that. We will do the cap hold on Talen Horton-Tucker. Let's see. Is Zion or is Ja Morant going to get an offer? We bring back those two guys. Is Ja not going to accept an offer? I'm waiting. Come on, Ja. You're restricted. There you go. From the Pistons. They were trying to accept it. So we will match the 3-year contract that the Pistons were going to offer. And that is the team now. So we have point guard figured out. We have shooting guard, at least not so much figured out, but at least a little bit better. Small forward I like with Nicholas Batum. He's a little bit older, but he is decent overall, and I do like Nicholas Batum. Power forward's good. Center's good. I like the team. How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's get a backup power forward, backup center, and then we can move on from there. So backup power forward, that's not going to matter too much. There's Michael Beasley. We've had him for a few seasons. Chris Humphries. Who could be a backup? There's Greg Monroe. There's Giannis's brother. Maxi Kleber. I don't really want to go this far down. Hachimura. Grant Williams. Let's just get Chris Humphries. He's unrestricted. He's not going to matter too much. Let's do that. And then we will go to center and get a backup or a third string center. So who's a good third string center that we can... There's a Emeka Okafor. No, Vonleh. Montrezl Harrell. I wouldn't hate Montrezl Harrell on the team. So we'll do that. We'll see if they accept their contracts. There's Humphries. There's Harrell. Okay, perfect. Now we have enough guys. We can go to player progression and see how these guys are looking now. Player progression. Embiid stays at 93. Booker stays 93. Kidd's up to a 93. So is Zion. Morant's up to an 87. Dantley's at 86. Parker's up 5 to an 81. Smart's an 81. Batum and Jaylen Brown both drop. Powell stays 78. Randolph's up 2 to a 76. And then the other two guys stay at 76. Okay. I like the progression. I wish that Embiid and Booker would continue to grow, but maybe they've reached their limit. Maybe they've capped off. I don't really know what's going on with them. But it looks like they're going to stay at 93s. They could, I guess, artificially grow during the season to be like a 94, 95 if they play really well. But they're probably just going to stay 93. And that's going to do it for the episode as we finish on these guys. Jason Kidd 93, Booker 93. Batum's going to start at small forward? No, why would they start Batum at small forward? I want Dantley starting at small forward. I want to give our team the best shot to win, obviously. So we'll give Dantley some more minutes, get him up there with the rest of the boys. Ja Morant, Batum, Parker, Smart, Pau Gasol off the bench. I probably want to see Zach Randolph get some minutes, so we'll lower these guys' minutes and give some to Pau. Or give some to Zach Randolph and Pau. Okay, I like the roster. I think we're good. We're good enough to get to the finals. We proved that last episode, but are we good enough to beat the Hornets? That's the big question now. It's not so much the Atlanta Hawks. It is the Charlotte Hornets that are keeping us from winning more championships. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. I've got my main channel link down below in the description, along with the third channel link, the Juice Baseball channel. That is also down there if you want to go check those out. The Juice Baseball channel is obviously all about baseball, all about MLB The Show. So if that tickles your fancy, you can go check that out. The main channel is a little hodgepodge of everything. It's mainly Madden, but it's got a little something for everybody. So if you want to go check out any of those channels, feel free. Otherwise, you can stick around here and watch a little bit more NBA 2K content. I've got plenty of it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.